is the $4 billion Eurobond. And good morning to all our YouTube viewers out there. Just to recap for our YouTube viewers, we're talking about Nigeria's debt and the fact that the DMO, the Debt Management Office, updated the figures. And as of the third quarter of 2021, our debt levels are 38 trillion naira, which is about $92.6 billion. So the increase we saw in the last 3 months, which I think in the 3 months to September, in quarter two, we were at 35.4 trillion. Now we are at 38 trillion. So the increase of 2.5 trillion is as a result of that Euro bond that was issued, $4 billion by the government in September of 2021. And that, of course, was part of the new external borrowing act of new external borrowing of $6.1 billion in the 2021 Appropriation Act, which was supposed to allow for us to be able to borrow more money because we have a budget deficit that we have to fund. So, I mean, $4 billion that we got, it helped to increase our reserves, which has helped the central bank in stabilizing the currency. But yeah, the debt continues to rise. We all know the story. Oil revenues have fallen. Oil revenues have fallen. And as a result of that, you have got a budget deficit where your expenditure is larger than your income. And so you've got to borrow money.
Yeah, you've got to borrow money.
Rising. Yeah, so that's
guys,
what,
if you're out there and you want to, reach out to Rotus, you want to, add your 2 cents to our conversation, what you can do is send us a WhatsApp message. Send it to 0809-444-0981. I'll say that again, 0809-444-0981. So, hey, Rotus, you're saying we have to borrow more money because we're not making enough money to cover everything. So what is the way forward?
The way forward is to make more money. So you've got to, and also to cut your expenditure. Today is Wednesday, so we'll be discussing, we'll have personal finance in the afternoon at 5:15. So, for the personal finance of Nigeria, you've got to reduce the number of ministries, departments, and agencies. You've got to reduce the overlap. You've got to, as far as, fuel subsidies, the amount of money that you're spending on fuel subsidies, you could put that towards something else because you're spending so much money on fuel subsidies. It's gulping a lot of the revenue, the little revenue that you're able to bring in. So cutting spending is one of the, tried and tested methods of reducing your debt burden, because if you cut your spending, you can save more money. You can use that money for other means instead of having to, borrow more. And then, look, as far as revenues, if people are wondering why, oil prices have been going up, look, the oil and gas sector of the Nigerian Stock Exchange is up 60% this year.
60%.
60. If you bought stock in, I think we talked about this on the marketplace. If we bought stock in, I think Seplat and Total. Seplat's done like double digits, two of them, because of the rise in oil prices. So unfortunately, we haven't seen that corresponding benefits to Nigeria's revenues because of the production cuts that OPEC Plus put in place in order to manage prices. So, it's not easy to just shut off your taps and stop producing oil and turn them back on. There's vandalism, there's old infrastructure and all these other issues. So that's part of the reason why Nigeria isn't making as much money as she used to. So you've got to look elsewhere. Look, see the amount of money that was raised at the 5G auction. We talked about this extensively yesterday. Almost more than $500 million in one day. So now that doesn't happen all the time. You can't expect that to just come out of nowhere all the time. But it does tell the government that, look, you have to look towards tech, increase your broadband infrastructure, get more players to expand your fiber optic networks. These are the type of things you need to improve in order to realize more revenue from what you've got as a nation. Yeah, so there's that. I have to quickly touch on a couple other things.
Got a message here though before we touch on those things. This one here says, my worry is, how do you pay back these debts? Are these projects viable? Can these projects pay back these debts?
Yeah, so you see, that's a very good question. you have to, if you are borrowing money, let's look at roads. We've got sukuk bonds, right? That are used for infrastructure.
Okay.
You build a new road. How does the road pay itself back? If you build a road, how do you make money back from that road? Now, most people say you should toll the road, but tolling is a sensitive topic in this country, right?
Yes.
And yeah, so people will say, you know, you're giving me a road. It's the only road you're providing to me, and now you want to toll it. You want to give me an alternative to that road so that I have a choice. So, but, you know, the federal government has to look at tolling more roads, you know. So if you build infrastructure, how does that? So that's a very key question. When you go into a project, whatever it is that project you're embarking on, how is it going to make money back? These rail lines that we keep, railway projects that we keep building, are the tickets appropriately priced? Are the infrastructure, is the infrastructure paying for itself? Those are the kind of things we have to look at. So that's a great question. We've been taken off the red list. I think as of 4 a.m. this morning. Yes. The United Kingdom. Oh no! Wait! Let me read something to you. This is breaking. I just got this from somebody. Hold on. Wait, sorry. This is on Power. Check this out. Let me read this to you. In fact, I should forward this to you, Kayode, so you can read it. So an estate, I should mention them, Sha. An estate here in
maybe we should mention them in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, an estate sent out a in Power notice. I've just forwarded it to your WhatsApp, so you can check it out on the Smooth FM WhatsApp page. So let me read it to you. It says, notice of change in power tariff. This is a follow-on on previous communication, which we shared with you, the challenges we face as an estate with regards to power from Eco Disco and the increased cost of diesel. The cost of diesel has increased by almost 30%. Now, diesel is unregulated. Remember, it doesn't have
there's no price to it.
Diesel. Cost of diesel has increased by almost 30%, and despite the abysmal power supply to the estates, AKDC has also under this period increased her power tariff to 58 naira 94 kobo per kilowatt hour. The estate has borne the increased cost of supplying power since August of 2021 and unfortunately cannot afford to continue to bear the same without negatively impacting the availability and running of other estate services and planned projects. The Estate Power Committee has reviewed this in line with our generated power costs, has adjusted the power tariff in the estate to 87 naira per kilowatt. No, sorry, from 87 naira per kilowatt hour to 101 naira per 23 kobo per kilowatt hour, a 15% increase with effect from today, 15 December 2021. We solicit your kind cooperation and understanding. So this estate is on the Zumba Mbadiwe in VI. Everybody knows
it's big. There are a lot of many flats.
Yeah, there are many flats. And it's a number. The name of the estate is a number. It's 4 numbers. So I think you guys, it starts with a 1, it ends with a 4.
Yeah.
Yo, so look, hey, like power costs are going up, man. That's crazy. And what is inflation now? 15.9%. Food prices going up. Imagine this. Imagine sending this out and increasing power tariffs 10 days to Christmas.
10 days to Christmas is ridiculous, right?
10 days. And they're not the only ones that are, but look, see, on the other hand, with the way what Eco Disco has set up, right? They are supplying more power to people who can pay for it. So estates, clusters of businesses, they have, this estate has, everybody has meters. I think that most of them have prepaid meters. You know what you're paying for. Nigerians power is not cheap. Energy costs have gone up this year. So for the discos who themselves are paying to the gencos in order to get power, it's an expensive thing. So this is, everybody's just passing the costs down from one another. The gencos passing on to discos passing
and this
on
goes
to
down to the estates, and
that's how it works, buddy. That's a capitalist society. So this is just, they need to end fuel subsidies, right? They need to stop trying to, this is the estate said we can't bear the cost anymore. We can't subsidize it anymore. It's affecting us. So this is what, if you, I'm glad.
And this is what you think the government should do as well. You know, not
exactly
remove the subsidy and allow everybody to bear the cost, crash the prices eventually.
Now, in stages, you can't just yank off the, what they call it, the Band-Aid. That's going to be, and that's going to be pretty drastic. So maybe you move it in phases. So remove a portion of it before March of 2022.
Okay.
Remove another portion by July and on and on and on.
We got a few messages here real quick. This one here is from Cheryl. She says, my concern is our revenue to debt service ratio. It's grossly lopsided. This one is from Matthew Falabi. Matthew Falabi says, is there a due time that these loans are expected to be paid back? Can these loans be waived at all? And what will happen if Nigeria is unable to pay back this loan in the long run? Also, here's another message from Dipo. Dipo says, if you build roads, emphasis should be placed to recover the cost of the road from land use charge, as land values within the neighborhood, as land values within the neighborhood, those infrastructures created increased land values. And Michael Adetutu says, the Ikeja Electric, okay, I think he's sending the same message here. He says, please note the corrections have been effected and the appropriate bill notification will be communicated to you shortly. Okay, said Nigeria, my country is becoming tiring day after day. Okay. And let's see, final message here from Yinka. Yinka says, there's nothing we can do about borrowing. We just have to, but we need to apply wisdom. If we don't want to cascade ministries, the MDs, the MDs can reduce the headcounts and overheads. Let everyone justify their 8-hour a day at least. We can get much needed justification to sack. Okay. I mean, here's a lot of messages basically.
I know. Look, Nigeria has been able to manage her debt. So the question on whether or not we can pay it back, Euro bonds you have coupon payments. So you make periodic payments over time. You make payments from your revenue. So we can manage the debt. But as one message also said, debt service to revenue is really high. I mean, it's talking about 70, 80, 90%. So if you're using so much of the money you make to service your debt, that's a problem. Left? Exactly. What's left for the other stuff? So interesting stuff today. Thank you all for your messages. Baker19, good to see you again. And
good to see you too.
I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much, Rotus. Lagos, there is more to come. This has been Business Express. Don't forget, guys, there's more to